We'll get to these two in a moment, but we start with Arsenal. We exclusively revealed that Arsenal have made an approach for Real Madrid attacking midfielder Martin Ødegaard. The Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta didn't give much away in his news conference earlier today.
One player that the club have been linked with for quite some time is Martin Ødegaard. Suggestions that you wouldn't be against bringing him in from Real Madrid on loan. What are your thoughts on him?
Sorry, Gary, but I cannot comment about players that they play for different clubs.
Yeah, OK, we knew that might have been the case this morning when Gary Cotter was asking the questions.
I guess he's not a fan of the show.
But we can give some stuff away. What do we know about this potential deal?
Yeah, as much as Arteta says he can't discuss it, we can. And we can tell you that Arsenal have made an approach to Real Madrid for their attacking midfielder, Martin Ødegaard. And you can understand why, right? A fantastic loan spell at Real Sociedad last season. Played 36 times, 9 assists, 7 goals. One thing we do know that Arsenal have been looking for in this transfer window is an attacking midfielder. They've been linked with so many. Draxler, Julian Brandt, Emiliano Buendia from Norwich. Now, Ødegaard does want to leave Real Madrid because he wants to get playing time. He doesn't want to leave them as a club. He likes the club. He signed a long-term deal with the club. But the fact is, since he's returned back to Real Madrid this season, he's only made 3 starts out of 18 possible starts for them in La Liga. He's only played 5 minutes in the last couple of months. So you can understand why Arsenal are looking to bring him in on a 6-month loan until the end of the season. Now, Arsenal do have a lot of competition. A lot of that competition is coming from the Eredivisie, where he spent a couple of seasons there before for Vitesse and Heerenveen, and fantastic numbers for both clubs. Their interest from Germany as well, and an unnamed Premier League club. Look, this guy was a wonder kid a few years ago. It's taken him a long time to really develop into the player that we are seeing now, but his numbers from the last couple of seasons tell you why. Again, I mentioned the numbers there for Real Sociedad. Just to quickly touch on the numbers for Vitesse, 2 seasons ago in the Eredivisie, played 31 times, scored 11 goals. So we are now starting to see the wonder kid we all expected from a few years ago, and I think it would be a fantastic signing for Arsenal.
Right, well, we spoke to our Spanish football expert Alvaro Montero this morning on Good Morning Transfers to give us his take on the player.
Extremely good player. He's a 22 years old player. If someone asked me from Arsenal what kind of player is him, I would say it's very similar to Mesut Özil because he's lefty. He plays extremely well between lines, between the strikers and the midfielders. Maybe he has even more goal, for example, than Mesut Özil, but maybe he travels a little less. But it's an amazing player, and I think it will be an amazing player for Arsenal and for Mikel Arteta for sure. It's a tricky situation right now with Zidane because the player is extremely angry. He doesn't understand Zidane's behavior in the last weeks. And as I said before, after the first December game against Shakhtar, the kid has played only 5 minutes. For example, last year, in this right moment with Real Sociedad, he played all the games in La Liga, 19 games, 90 minutes every game. And now in Madrid, in La Liga, he has only played 7 games. And in the last 2 months, only 5 minutes. So I will say his future is in Real Madrid, but I'm not sure to assure that his future will be if Zidane keeps on being the manager.
Arsenal fans, let us know what you think about the potential signing of Martin Ødegaard. #transfertalk it is on Twitter. We can't just bring one other line to you about this because we understand that Leicester were one club interested in the possibility of a loan deal for Ødegaard when it first became clear that Real Madrid were prepared to let him leave. But after preliminary discussions, Leicester decided not to pursue the matter. OK, so let us know what you think, Arsenal fans here. #transfertalk. Where would Ødegaard fit in at Arsenal?
It's just interesting to hear all the different Premier League links with Ødegaard because what they would have seen is what we've all seen across Europe. You talk about all those loan moves that he's had at Sociedad and also Vitesse as well. What they would understand is that you have a midfielder right now who doesn't mind playing in between the lines, as Alvaro was talking about. But it's the weight of pass. It's also the excellence that he shows in between those lines and the composure. The things that you can't really teach a player that either innately have it or they don't have it. And what I have loved, Ade, about his sort of progression over the last couple of years is the eye for goal. More than anything else. He came in as this wonder kid, as you labelled him, with the attention and the sort of the vision and the passing accuracy, but it's the eye for goal that he showed at Sociedad especially that has shown the growth in sort of Ødegaard's game more than anything else. So where does he fit in at Arsenal? Well, Arsenal have been adaptable and been very flexible within their formation. Sometimes you see them play with a 3 up front, sometimes you'll see them play with the 2, and then obviously you have the attacking midfielder where Emil Smith-Rowe has shown as of recently against Brighton, Chelsea and West Brom, what he can do in that number 10 position. So you've seen Arteta be flexible with his formations, and you can see where Ødegaard, who can play out wide, who can also play at number 10 position, could easily adapt to the Arsenal system too.
You can see there on your screen, it says skysports.com/play. Go there now to this poll, all right? It's going to be rate the potential signing of Martin Ødegaard. This is for Arsenal, and it's out of 5 stars. So skysports.com/play to have a look at that. And JD, do you think it would be a direct replacement for Ozil then if this is to go through? Does he just go straight? Well, a direct replacement. Ozil wasn't playing, but you think that he's that type of player?
I think you do have to kind of look at the way that Arteta has moulded Emil Smith-Rowe, and we're going to use Emil Smith-Rowe as the example, because that is the person that was playing the number 10 position most recently and has sort of been moulded into that attacking midfielder. It would fit a very similar mould. And as I alluded to earlier, he can be versatile in his sort of play. He knows where to find the accurate spaces and where he can be effective in the final third. And that's difficult to find in any player.
And he can score goals.
And that's difficult to find in any player.
That's what Alvaro said, which was key there. Look, obviously we can't compare him to Ozil like that, just because he's a young player coming through, and Ozil's obviously a lot more experience, won a lot of stuff in the game. But the fact is, you heard what Alvaro said there. He's like Ozil, but with the goal tally as well. I mentioned how many goals he scored for Real Sociedad last season. Again, season before that, Vitesse, he scores goals. He scores goals, he assists, he's hungry, he wants out. And that's what I think is more impressive about him. He could easily sit on the Real Madrid bench and say, you know, it's okay to get a little appearance here and there. No, he wants to go out and play.
Of course.
He's at that age now where he needs to play. And I think, look, if Arsenal can get him, he adds competition for Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe, but more importantly, gives them a bit of depth, something that I think they've been lacking off the bench. So great signing if Arsenal can get this one done.
Yeah, 3.4 stars out of 5, so a few doubts there. Not on Twitter, though. Joe says that Ødegaard and Neto would be unreal in this market. I think that's Neto, the Barcelona goalkeeper, as opposed to Pedro Neto, who's at Wolves. So he'd be happy with those two. Ødegaard, we know that there's interest there. Jay says very interested in Ødegaard. I've seen him a few times, and his game is very clean and creative. Jack says, I think Ødegaard would be a fantastic signing for Arsenal, as it'll add the much creativity they need to make their squad more competitive in the Premier League. Right, so that's a potential incoming there, Ade. Do you think that would be the end of their business, whether they get him or not?
For this window, yes. Although someone just mentioned Neto there, we do know that Arsenal were interested in the goalkeeper. They're probably going to be priced out of the Neto deal. A goalkeeper just to give Leno and Renarsson some competition. Emi Martinez was that guy. Also, he's gone to Aston Villa. I think this window for Arteta was about trimming the squad and more outgoings than incomings for a lot of teams in the Premier League, to be honest with you. And you look what they've done already. Ozil obviously on his way to Fenerbahce. Socrates, that contract's been terminated, so those have gone out permanently. Then you look at Saliba and Kolasinac, they've gone out on loan. Then you go back to the summer window and Guendouzi going, Torreira going as well. So it's all about trimming the squad. And you can imagine big incomings will come in the summer. I can't imagine anything else coming in this January transfer window.
Mikel Arteta did allude to that at the beginning of this window, saying that this window would be cut in half. The beginning bit would be to remove and sort of trim the squad, as you say, because there was too many first-team players that wanted to get minutes that he wouldn't be able to give minutes to in the first team. So it was about that at the first half of the window. You're now looking at, what day, we're on the 21st today? We've only got about 10 days to go. He can now look at places where he can improve upon his squad. He very much knows what his philosophy is. He's been very vocal about wanting to promote those young players, about wanting to bring them through the system. That's what's key, isn't it? But he's also been vocal.
Some of the young players coming through.
About bringing quality into the squad that can improve those players so that they can become the core, but they have other people that they can grow with as well.